Hi, this is Javin Kharod, a chemical engineer by profession, going to continue our today's topic. What is chemical accident? Now, what is that? A chemical accident is defined harmful release, dispersal, discharge, or escape the toxic substance or mixture into environment that causes damage to human health or natural environment and affect a wide range living organism in the affected area along with transport through hazardous material such as air, soil, groundwater, surface water, etc. In the year 1984, India experienced the world's worst chemical industrial disaster, the Bhopal gas tragedy, which was most devastating a chemical accident in a history, killing thousands of people due to accidental release of the toxic gas methyl isocyanate. Now, result and chemical hazard. The result of chemical disaster is usually a large number casualty and economic issues, environmental pollution, disruption, infrastructure and destruction, industrial facility, which causes massive human suffering and loss of life, livelihood, property as well, huge financial cost to the community and damage natural environment and ecosystem, causing long-term and permanent effect hazard future generations. Different type of chemical hazard. The chemical industries use large amount of chemical product in production of different kind of good, food to medicine, cosmetic paint, and many more things every day in our daily life. Main purpose, the chemical industries produce chemical raw material, intermediate chemical, which they sell industrial or producing finished good. Chemical use in industries often have undergo processes such as extraction, purification, concentration, mixing with other material, so on before they are delivered to use product services. Some of the hazardous chemicals they are produced in industrial level solvent like xylene, toluene, naphtha, acetone, etc. Acid like sulfuric acid, nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, acetic acid, formic acid, oxalic acid, and other chemicals like ammonia, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, etc. Each chemical carries is one set of risks, such as risk being exposed through inhalation, ingestion, and dermal contact, and so on. A few most common chemical hazards they are inorganic chemicals. They include acid, salt, mineral, and other. It can be corrosive agent and irritant, also flammable agent. Hazardous inorganic chemical causes 1. Corrosive injury as well asthma, respiratory problem and cancer. Organic chemicals, they are substances, they are naturally occurring, produced by living organisms. The chemical include alcohol, aldehyde, ether, ketone, and so on. They are causing skin irritation, asthma, respiratory problem, eye injury, cancer, even death. Chemical hazard may be produced human or non-living object of the system. Chemical include metal, gases, and liquid. Chemical can exist at different steps. Now, chemical hazard. Chemical industries have their one set of hazard in addition, general danger posed by industrials such as mining, petroleum refining, and so on, which endanger life, property, or environment. The chemicals are extremely flammable, explosive, corrosive, toxic, reactive, and poisonous substances. They are hazardous, not handled properly and safely, result taking all necessary precautions before, during, the after handling the chemical critical in order to avoid injury, accident, and fatality. There are various types of chemical accident. Along explosion is a serious one. It is defined event involve a rapid release energy due to sum of form ignition accompanying increases volume of air, gases, liquid, solid or other form of energy. Such as event may involve combination of these three effects depending on circumstances of the incident. This is the most dangerous chemical hazard, often fatal to human being and destructive property. Now, risk and hazard. The chemical use industries to research have range property which causes them hazardous to life. They include explosiveness, flammability, toxicity, carcinogenicity, tetragenicity, corrosive substance such as strong alkali or acid can cause chemical burning. Any one chemical mixture may exhibit several of these properties. Toxic material may be solid in powder and finally divided from liquid and gases, and their material may absorb inhalation directly through the skin contact with membrane in nose or eye. Some of the chemicals may persist body a substantial period and can continue exhibit toxicity. Example material include mercury, arsenic, dioxin, and many organic solvents which may store fat side. Environment risk can the difficult evaluate may take here become the apparent risk of Earth ozone layer releases chlorofluorocarbon required the investigate power. Scientists throughout the world understand fully science is still working the seriousness of the effect persistence halogenated organic on marine food chain with some of the chemical becoming concentrated fatty deposit top predator in the concentration appear affect their reproductive success. Now chemical hazard can be caused by numerous sources such as leak from storage tank contain highly flammable chemical, unstable chemical compound explosion, fire involved, combustible material, identification number and unidentificational emission from industrial process, explosive gas combustion of natural gas, combustion of organic chemical, ignition, store explosive, toxic and hazardous substance combustion, industrial combustion, high energy material, improper disposal of chemical, improper chemical handling, improper chemical transportation, use improper method of handling, inadequate ventilation, human error, improper container handling, misuse equipment and combination of multiple factors like leaky pipe leaking, tank holding liquid, hydrocarbon resulted accident. Now, benefit of chemical safety training. Chemical safety different from worker safety. Worker safety are intended to ensure worker engage in activity those poses potential health and safety risk have training skill necessary safety performance of their job. Chemical safety training intended ensure chemical facility manufacture and business have trained employee needed handle all chemical they handle. They are their employee knowledgeable about chemical process involve chemical safety training and many benefits. It improves knowledge, adherence, safety practice and reduces exposure to chemical. The chemical safety training is essential protecting human health and safety from potential hazard posed by chemical manufacture in other industries. It is not ensure health and safety. All who work with the chemical also aid development and sharpening of necessary skill. Who needs chemical safety training? A chemical explosion will cause significant damage building and the equipment inside them, well injuring human and animal or victimity professional from chemical industries, pharmaceutical, manufacturing industry, hospital, healthcare sector, power plant, petrochemical plant, safety professional, supervisor, so on, can take on course. Chemical safety include policy, procedure, practice designed to minimize risk exposure potentially hazardous chemicals include the risk of exposure person, handling chemical, the surrounding environment, and community ecosystem with the environment, manufacture chemical, either pure or mixture, solution, emulsion. They are the unubiquitous and modern society, industrial, occupational, and the private scale. However, they are chemical, should not mix, get in contact with the other as they are produces byproduct, and they are toxic, carcinogenic, explosive, etc., or can be dangerous themselves to avoid disaster, mishap, maintaining safety in the paramount. Now, chemical safety reform, the safety issues surrounding use, production, transport, handling chemical, large or small manufacture facility, laboratory, non-chemical site, and manufacture chemical of their business, home, during everyday activity. While there are overlay, there are different type of process safety which concern more the just hazardous chemical, extending example refined and unrefined hydrocarbon, the specific industrial process plant, focus primary the major accident rather than the both immediate and long-term effects such as chemical carcinogen. The hazardous nature of many chemicals include when mixed with the other chemical, heated and handled inappropriately the chemical safe environment. They are able to take appropriate action, accident, all through many accident exposure, chemical hazard occur inside controller or environment such as manufacturing plant, laboratory, in field of occupational hazard may introduce the mix with the other chemical, heated, handled inappropriate chemical, safe environment, uses able to take appropriate action of accident to all through many incident and exposure chemical hazard occur outside control environment such a manufacture plant and laboratory. In field occupational hygiene and setting permissible level hazard in the work environment is one of the mechanisms used occupational health to prevent health improvement and the worker. The term permissible level has been defined basically quantitative hygiene standard or level consideration to be set. The express concentration of defined average time. The recent time the World Health Organization has preferred the term precondomate health based on occupational exposure limit. The place permissible level and term refer the level harmful substance workplace air in which there are no significant risk, adverse health effect and combined effect of several commitment of exposure, such example chemical, noise, vibration. Interestingly, furthermore, there are factors such as drug therapy, cigarette, smoking, alcohol, injection, and coexistence disease, etc. Many influence the individual susceptibility to occupational exposure, recognition of the actual presence of the multiple exposure. On the other hand, data generated experience toxicology, on the other hand, have resulted some of the degree concern our potential aggregation of the health problem cause multiple exposure and synthetic additive or potentially assessment of the long-term exposure multiple factor in the workplace, particularly long-term low-level exposure, need more study itself must admit it, the biological monitoring and combined exposure needed to be improved. There are need to develop system, environmental monitoring, combined exposure work and monitoring resulting health effect. The approach occupational physician different in many factors employ the physicality and other field knowledge of the epidemiology and occupational hygiene principles required. Every open judgment have to be made in face of inadequate science information being available on risk given a very array often properly understood hazard found modern workplace. Modern industrial plant no means immune from catastrophe and even Carbonic, Bhopal have shown safe to assume non-man-made system foolproof and in industrial there are catastrophic failure in safety system. They have devastating effect on both workplace and those turnaround. Irrigating the around in plant must be made to deal with the worst case event, knowledge of the process within factory and chemical and physical hazard which are worker exposed determine likely emergency and their result. The exposure measure needed deal with them. The occupational health department most important role anticipating emergency, preparing policy, know how to deal with them local level and undertaking only by occupational health professionals who concerned with the going within the plant and they have responsibility. Part of their duty must be to ensure, keep up with date and any changes take place who do not have the knowledge, training and their professional responsibility. Inadequate economic today reflected transfer of certain type of technology development to develop countries. New technology can be contribute improve safety. On the other hand, they are introduced new occupational risks. It is their responsibility and the full safeguard as anticipated develop national made accessible the developed world. Also this and exchange of information of risk and their management must be encouraged. Okay guys, this is our today's topic, what is chemical accident. I hope you get sufficient knowledge after watching this video. Next Sunday, we have covered some another chemical engineering topics. Till then, goodbye. Do take good care of yourself.